Hi, welcome to Mamas and Mannies. I'm your host, Trina. This is a short form podcast for mamas that are looking for a quick burst of me time. But before we get started, go ahead and hit the like button and share this with another mama who is looking for some solo Mother's Day ideas. But before we get started, we're going to go ahead and kick the episode off with a motivational quote or mantra. This week's motivational quote says, I am capable of great things and have the strength, resources, and skills to achieve my goals. Again, that quote says, I am capable of great things and have the strength, resources, and skills to achieve my goals. I think that is a great quote, especially with summer or in the school coming up. That is important to think about. If your kids are with you, it says, I have the strength, resources, and skills to achieve my goals. So whatever your summer goals are that are coming up, go ahead and start putting them into place. Make a list. That way you can go ahead and achieve your summer goals. I know summer is short. It seems like the school year is long, which it is compared to summer, but summer is only really June and July, depending on where you live at. It may be some or all of the month of August. Just depends if you're on the East Coast, West Coast, the northern part of the states, or the southern part if you're in another country. Just depends on. So I would probably say on average, you probably get about 2 months. So take advantage, use your resources, strengths, and skills to achieve your goals that you may have set for the summer. But guess what time it is? It's mama time. This week's mama time is going to be about a solo Mother's Day. I know some people frown down upon that. They look down upon it. What I have come to just think about or put in perspective, leave a comment if you agree, is that if you work kind of like 5 days a week, a traditional job, traditional hours, I feel like you are more willing or want to spend Mother's Day, like Sunday, with your kids, them showering you with gifts, doing chores, all those things. That's what I think. I think that if you are a stay-at-home mom, you may be looking for, and also it depends on the age of your kids, because you could be a stay-at-home mom, but your kids go to school, 8 to 2 or 9 to 4, depending on what grade they're in. You may want some time to yourself, or you may still want to spend time with your kids. It really just depends. Then we have moms that are like, I see my kids enough, no matter what my work schedule is, I want to spend some time to myself. And I think probably most moms feel like that, or they may want to spend a few hours to themselves on Saturday, and maybe Sunday, go to church, spend time with family, doing something. Just depends. I would love to hear your feedback on that. Are you a mom that loves to spend Sunday, Mother's Day with your kids? You do something a few hours on Saturday by yourself. You're kind of like, bring on all the chores to be done by my kids and my husband on Sunday. I would really love to know what you actually have in mind. So I would really love to hear that. So what I did, I've been using, of course, Chat GPT, like always. And I asked Chat GPT, I actually asked Chat GPT for ideas for Mother's Day. But then it said, do you want some other ideas? It asked me if I wanted something else. And it gave a suggestion of solo Mother's Day. And I use Metro Atlanta, but you can tailor this to your city, state, whatever you want to. So the first one is said, do a solo spa escape. It gave 2 spas, Chateau Milan, which that is Metro Atlanta, but it can be kind of far. But it also recommended another like spa that has a sauna, baths, and some quiet zones. I'm not familiar with the spa, so that's the only reason why I'm not saying the name. So a solo spa escape, I think that's great. Number 2, a luxe solo brunch or dinner date. Now, this one may be a little bit harder to do because Mother's Day, everybody wants to celebrate their mother. So it's probably going to be busy. This is the Monday before Mother's Day. It's probably going to be busy starting this Thursday, maybe even to the Monday after Mother's Day. So this one may be a little bit more difficult to do. Or if you're able, it's at brunch or dinner, maybe you can catch like an early breakfast. They suggested Cafe Intermezzo in Midtown, which I love. It is a great environment. You can sit outside if the weather's permitting, if it's not raining. They have a great seating area outside, great area inside is really spacious. And then once you eat your food, you can have a yummy dessert. They have a whole display for cheesecakes. I don't eat cheesecakes, but they have a lot of flavors. They also have a display just for regular cakes, carrot cake. They have a strawberry cake. I think they have like a death by chocolate cake, like chocolate on chocolate. They used to have an old fashioned yellow cake with chocolate icing. It was so good. They stopped carrying that one. But they have some great dessert options. So that's a great one. The garden room, I've heard of this one. I think the decor is very like a garden inside. I'm gonna look it up real quick. So it's the garden room in Buckhead. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the one I'm thinking about. Let me see real quick. So the garden room, I wanted to look it up and I was right. Gorgeous. Looks like it has very floral inspired decor. Really pretty. I can't believe I've never been to the garden room. Even when you go to the website, they have a butterfly on the website. It's just beautiful. So that's somewhere really great. And I'm just looking on the garden room's website. It says a place to celebrate, unwind, and step away from the noise of life. An unexpected escape from the routine, experience an unforgettable chef-driven cuisine, and indulge in innovative cocktails while surrounded by lush florals that warmly welcome you. So excellent. They have like a gallery showing some pictures, food and drink. So that's the garden room. It's in Buckhead. Two great spots for brunch or dinner. Now, I've never eaten at the garden room, so I don't know what the food is like. But the decor, that's enough for me. I can go in there and probably drink a cup of water. Number 3 is treat yourself experience. It said a private sound bath or meditation, float therapy. Now, I've never heard of float therapy. You know what? I think I saw something like that on Instagram. So I think is exactly what it says. Our candle making, which is really good too. Another one I would recommend is like a sip and paint, or if you go to like those places where you can create your own vase and stuff like that and decorate it, that's also something great. Number 4, nature in a self-care date. This one you can do a morning walk. You can write in a journal, maybe outside. It also suggested low water preserve, a solo picnic. Now you can't do this. Hold on. I'm laughing because I know this for a fact. For a few years, we had a annual membership to Atlanta Botanical Gardens. And we've been stopped more than once. When I go out with my kids for the summer, I love to have snacks. Sometimes we'll do sandwiches. If you have young kids, you know what I mean. You want to make sure nobody's hungry. This says a solo picnic at Atlanta Botanical Garden. You can't do that because what happens when you pull out food and someone that works there, if they're around, they're supposed to tell you, and I've only had one person tell me, I had one person tell me at the entrance. I went with another mom and she had like a McDonald's coffee. And the lady was like, oh, you can't bring in outside food. And I was like, oh, no, that's no problem. We just walked by the lady. I apologize. And that same day, I think I ended up bringing my kids a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So what we did, we took out the sandwich. started eating it. It was a young lady that worked there, and she was like, "Oh no, you can't eat here. If it's something like chips or something like that, they don't mind. Water, no problem." But she said if you actually pull out sandwiches or something like that, they don't suggest that you eat there. I think she told me the reason why. I couldn't believe it. And of course, we stopped eating. I think we stopped eating that day. Now, I've had an annual membership for several years before that and after that particular incident. And I'm seeing moms all the time eating with sandwiches with their kids. Of course, you're going to have some type of chips or something like that or crackers. But I don't want to be here to say that's okay to have a picnic at Atlanta Botanical Gardens because you can't. It's something you can't do. You're not supposed to bring in outside food. Now, if you want to, they do have a restaurant in Atlanta Botanical Gardens where you can buy food. They have outside seating. You can definitely do that. And then they have kind of like a concession stand. You can get food from there. So I will say that, but I don't want to send you astray mamas with a whole picnic and they make you leave or something like that. Number 5 is art and cultural fix. You can do a solo museum stroll, which I love. You can go to the High Museum. They also recommend the SCAD Fashion Museum. Another one, they say you can see a film, kind of like at a small boutique theater that shows limited screenings of things, or they may show older movies, or they may show movies that have limited screens. That's something good to do. They recommended the Plaza Theater or Midtown Art Cinema. And number 6 on the list for solo dates or solo Mother's Day ideas is retail therapy. You could do Pont City Market or Krog Street Market. Krog Street Market, they've expanded. Of course, they have the main Krog Street Market where you can get food, which is great, but they also expanded to some other shops. I'm trying to think, I've only seen food. I'm sure they have other shops there. Like I've seen a few hair salons and things like that, maybe some other stuff where you can get waxes and things like that. But I know for sure I've seen food. Leave a comment if you go to Krog Street Market and you do something else besides eat. Pont City Market, that's also a great one. Then it says Wander Westside Provisions District. I've never heard of this one. I would love to hear if you've been to Wander Westside Provisions. I think that would be something great to check out. Even these things, of course, you can't do them all in one weekend, all in one day. I think these are great things to do for 100 days of self-care. 100 days of self-care. That's something that I did last year for the summertime. We started Memorial Day weekend all the way, I think, to Labor Day weekend in a few days after. So if you can't do these things, all of them Mother's Day weekend, that'd be great if you could. You're doing your thing, mama. If you can't, save some of these for 100 days of self-care. I think that's great. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you have for Mother's Day coming up this weekend. Are you doing something solo? You doing something with your whole family? You're doing something with your kids? We would love to hear that. I will say one of my favorite things to do on Sunday of Mother's Day is actually work, because I can go to work. I don't have to worry about taking care of anybody else. I think I'll try this year to make like a nice lunch for myself. Usually I just eat whatever's in the house and I end up celebrating Mother's Day like the Tuesday or Wednesday after Mother's Day. So I plan on doing the same thing again. I don't know what I'm going to be doing this year. I'm probably not going to do a Mama Time retreat. So I'm just going to see what comes up. I actually may do some of the things on the list that ChatGPT recommended. So leave a comment. Let us know what your plans are. Hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications so you'll know when we come out with new episodes, new reels and shorts. Don't forget to share. Follow us on social media at Mommas and Mannies. Check out our YouTube channel if you're not watching us now. Listen to us, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all your favorite places. We would love for you to subscribe to all of our channels. And I was trying to think, subscribe to all of our channels. Like us wherever you see us. That way we can get more subscribers and share mama time with more mamas to make sure you're relaxing and enjoying yourself. As always, remember that me time is essential and it is never selfish. Have a great week, mamas.